So I stumbled across this video from 1966 that explains the communist playbook for taking over a country. And it outlines 5 key steps that I think you'll find strikingly familiar. So what's step 1?
Divide the people. Split them into quarreling factions, fighting among themselves rather than their common enemy. This is the comrades' first rule for the conquest of any country. For well do they know from long experience that the nation so divided and weakened can be easily conquered from within.
Sounds familiar, right? What's step 2?
Create the appearance of popular support. As Lenin phrased it,
communism must be built with non-communist hands.
By cleverly beguiling thousands of well-intentioned people into unwittingly supporting the revolutionary program, the dedicated 1% can trick the 99% into surrendering their birthright. This they do by hiding the true communist objectives behind appealing slogans and pretended humanitarian goals.
I'm not saying that Black Lives Matter, which is a genius slogan by the way, is a communist movement. But the founders literally call themselves trained Marxists. Okay, what's step 3?
Neutralize the opposition. A Communist Party directive issued in 1943 reads,
Members and front organizations must continually embarrass, discredit, and degrade our critics. When obstructionists become too irritating, label them as fascist or Nazi or anti-Semitic. Constantly associate those who oppose us with those names which already have a bad smell. The association will, after enough repetition, become fact in the public mind.
It's amazing how frivolously the labels fascist and Nazi are thrown around these days. What's step 4?
Precipitating mob violence. In Cuba, leftist-oriented students were the vanguard of the organized street demonstrations. Once the masses were in motion, that tenuous line between demonstration and riot, between nonviolence and violence, was easily obliterated. As law enforcement officers sought to restore order, police brutality became the cry of the insurgents.
As we've seen, police remain reliable scapegoats for society's problems. All right, so what is the final step?
To create the semblance of revolution.
Only insurrection can guarantee the victory of the revolution. The purpose of insurrection must be not only the complete destruction or removal of all local authorities and the replacement by new, but also the expulsion of the landlords and the seizure of their lands.
What cultural or educational institution hasn't been taken over by people who seek to dismantle the fabric of our civilization? And are we not alarmed by how rapidly we are seeing dissenting ideas and voices being purged from digital platforms, which are the modern equivalent of the public square? Anyway, let me know your thoughts about that video, which over half a century later still feels uncomfortably relevant.